everybody, welcome back. It's Clownphil, and I'm here to talk about ships. That's my character, Clownphil. It's pretty good.
I mean, it is. It's
He's a clown that goes around and tells people whether they should get married or not. It's a pretty good character. I like it. I think I like it a lot.
Well, there's going to be plenty of people, if they watch this, who are going to say you are wearing clown makeup. So,
Hey! All right, so we got done with the two loser houses for idiots. Now it's time for the winning house of winners, where we check out all the Claude ships. Ow!
Why does it not surprise me at all that you feel this way?
All right.
All right, we are going to completely start over because the baby just wet himself through his diaper.
What a hero!
Onto me. So,
right.
So we're gonna.
Glad we didn't get too far.
Yep, hang on for a minute.
Well, hi everybody, we're back and we're done with the potty problem with the baby. That's the clown again. I don't know if you guys remember, but we were talking about the clown earlier.
We were talking about the clown. Yeah.
I was blocking out that we were talking about the clown, but you know.
Good. All right, let's talk about Claude. I'm going to select him by himself first.
Let's talk about Claude, baby.
He's the king of unification. There he is there he is there. He's in both spots. Claude returned to his homeland of Elmira and assumed the role of a politically active prince. After inheriting the throne, he worked to improve relations with Fodlan. In addition to establishing new trade routes, he fostered trust by sending reinforcements to Fodlan to help quell revolts by the remnants of the Imperial Loyalists. Under his guidance, the people of Fodlan and Elmira were finally able to set aside age-old prejudices, and over time, the fallacies of the old were all but forgotten. Yay!
I don't believe that would really happen at all, but
also,
okay.
Also, spoilers if you never played through Golden Deer, Claude's from Elmira. No one's surprised.
Not even a little bit.
Because he looks exactly like... Is this racist to say he looks exactly like every other Elmiran in the game?
Wow, yeah, a little bit.
I mean,
cool.
Given our current climate, I would not go with everyone from this place looks exactly the same.
Fair enough, fair enough. I never said that, and you can't prove it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go to our Byleth. Ruler of Dawn and the King of Unification. After sitting on the throne as the first ruler of the United Kingdom of Fodland, Byleth sought to rebuild the war-torn towns and villages and to help guide the reformation of the Church of Saros. After a few months of peace, remnants of the Imperial Army joined with those who slither in the dark and marched upon the Imperial capital of Deirdre. The new kingdom lacked the power to repel the invaders, but when defeat seemed imminent, a battle cry rang out from the east. Claude, the newly crowned king of Elmira, led a mighty army that broke through the rebel forces with ease. The show of solidarity forever altered the course of history, heralding a new age of unity. That's not a shipping ending at all.
Married? Well, I guess it's good that they didn't get married, because at that point you're uniting two gigantic kingdoms, and basically you've pulled a Habsburg maneuver.
Made yourself a super kingdom that'll only last for one ruler's rule.
Yes, yeah.
Unless we're going with more like a Holy Roman Empire. I mean, that held out for...
Well, yeah, but the what exactly is officially the Holy Roman Empire versus what is held in, personal union by my weird inbred, grandson.
True. That's the, it's more like a Charles V situation, isn't it? Yeah. That's more what's going on.
So they don't get married?
No, that's not a ship.
Yeah, no.
How about that?
I mean, it's a cool story, but it's not a...
That surprises me, considering how much Claude freaking fawns over Byleth over the course of the game.
Yeah.
All right, well...
Hey, I guess that's not how that worked out. I guess
that's a DNA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
DNF.
DNF. Not DNA. That's true enough. DNF. That surprises me. That surprises me a lot.
Is that did not finish or did not fuck?
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
All right. Well, and if you and if you might have done the one, you definitely didn't do the other.
Very good. All right, let's check out Petra, who is the Queen of Brigid. Oh, good, another two kingdoms unifying for a super kingdom. Claude left Fodlan, entrusting its future to his friends. He intended to travel to his homeland of Elmira, but his love for Petra instead drew him to the west to Brigid. He won
Aw.
her affection, and after receiving the blessings of her grandfather, the King of Brigid, yes, we know, the two were wed. Some years later, each inherited their respective thrones. As the monarchs of Brigid and Elmira, Petra and Claude fostered friendly diplomatic relations between the two regions and Fodlan. So,
All right.
Okay.
but they're ruling kingdoms on like the opposite end of a completely different continent.
Yes.
So how are they ever seeing
Well,
each
I mean,
other?
I mean, like that's a
Philip
lot
the
of that's a lot of long distance diplomatic missions. You're
I mean, Mary the First and Philip the Second did that, but that wasn't a really great marriage.
yeah.
So, I mean, maybe they were affectionate at first, and then things fizzled out a little bit.
And they both got absorbed in work, but it was okay because they were literally a continent apart from each other.
Maybe they like both just each fly a wyvern to like the center of Fodlan, and that's their meeting place. They go to Garreg Mach by wyvern every couple of months to see each other.
Yeah.
Of course, how does their child end up ruling both? Because at that point, it's one person ruling both. If they just give one to like the first child and one to the second child.
That's a sticky political situation that Fodlan is now stuck in the middle of.
Yes.
That sounds like I know.
It's an excellent setup for the next game.
So Golden Deer, I didn't have. It was my first playthrough, so I didn't have a ton of other characters from other houses recruited. So I do not actually know what these guys'
interaction is.
Did anyone see these supports?
I saw I saw some of them, at least some of the early ones.
I assume it's a lot of boy, it's crazy to be from a different place, right?
Yeah, and I think it was this the one where he was like trying to nap in a tree and she kept shooting him out of the tree?
Okay, I like that. I
think so.
That's pretty cool.
Okay, so I was borderline, but now hearing that that's kind of the basis of their relationship, I'm on low good.
Yeah, no, that seems fair.
Yeah.
I have some geopolitical questions, but I don't object in general to the match.
All right, we're putting the good stamp on this one.
All right, then.
And that's the bloomed overachiever. Entrusting the future of Fodlan to his friends, Claude left for Elmira with Annette, whom he intended to marry. He announced this fact to his father, the King of Elmira, who approved of Claude's growth and Annette's wisdom and resolved to entrust the monarchy to them. Once he became king, Claude established a school of sorcery with the intent to use it to as a bridge between Elmira and Fodlan. Annette took on the role of headmaster, supporting Claude's dream by opening the doors to students from every corner of the world. Relations between Elmira and Fodlan improved drastically as a result.
How boring.
Yeah.
That's pretty boring. Did anyone see these supports? Again, I never saw these supports. I might like it more if I know what the basis of this is, but I have no idea. It doesn't seem like these two would have a lot in common.
No, it really doesn't. I don't see Claude being that into Annette, or really vice versa.
Yeah.
Like based on a little bit of the Claude Lysithea interactions, this seems like a situation where Claude would just torment her with ghost stories as opposed to actually a healthy relationship.
I know. We agree.
Yeah. I'm not buying this, and the ending is very much okay. So they both do separately, but kind of in vague conjunction with each other, things that they feel like they want to do.
Yeah, and there's a lot of trust us. They liked each other as opposed to anything they actually did.
Yeah, I say bad ship because I'm not sold.
Yeah.
I mean, I could have been sold, but I'm not sold.
Yeah. Bad. I apologize if these supports end up being great and we regret this decision, but we say bad. All right. This one I'm curious about. You know what Ingrid's nickname is in the I guess for lack of a better term, shit-posting Fire Emblem community?
What?
She's the president of racism.
What?
Whoa! I missed all of those reactions.
Some of her reactions with aren't great, but she gets
Yeah,
thing is
I
to
mean,
learn.
it gets better almost immediately. Like,
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah, I
right.
mean, but there's a very specific history between Fodland and Dedu.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
not Dedu, but
Dusker. That's
Dusker.
also quite recent.
Yeah,
yeah.
that you then. The whole point is that everyone gets past it. That's like the main. Okay. Anyway.
All right, let's talk about the Stalwart Knight. Entrusting the future of Fodlan to his friends like he seems to in every game, Claude left for Elmira with Ingrid, who he intended to marry. He announced this fact to his father, the King of Elmira, who approved of Claude's strength and Ingrid's virtue and resolved to entrust the monarchy to them. This is sounding very familiar. Even after they ascended the throne, Claude and Ingrid argued frequently. But while the queen chasing the fleeing king through the palace was a common occurrence, the couple must have loved one another deeply, for they happily raised many children together.
Does not even the game believe this?
I mean, I guess I can picture it a little more than I pictured him and Annette. Like, I can see her being completely frustrated with his lackadaisical attitude and chasing him with a sword on a regular basis.
I think that's a fun dynamic, and it does seem like these two maybe would have a little bit more in the way of, like, I don't know, passion than the previous Link.
Yeah, maybe it's all physical.
Maybe
it's just one of those things where you wouldn't think the chemistry was that strong, but it was.
This is another case where I feel like we're suffering a little having not watched the supports. So maybe the case for this is more in the supports. But
I gotta say, so far it feels like the writers are being kind of lazy with Claude here.
Yeah, Claude is like copy paste first half and something else.
Yeah, I mean, and then even then, I mean, look at how short they are.
Yeah.
They put in more effort with Edelgard and definitely with Dimitri. Anyway.
So what do we say on this one?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you say.
So is that good or is that neutral?
Neutral.
Neutral.
I'd say neutral.
I'm feeling neutral as well.
Yeah,
I'm almost tempted to go good, but that's grading on a curve.
So we're saying high neutral.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see the potential in it, but they're not actually. I haven't actually seen anything done with that potential.
Yeah. I'll say high neutral. Also, not a bad nickname for Claude.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, curious. Let's see what this is all about.
Lorenz.
Noble of the Red Rose. Claude disappeared from Fodlan after the war, leading the new head of House Gloucester, Lorenz, to support the United Kingdom of Fodlan in his stead. He proposed revolutionary policies to restore the war-torn region at a rapid rate. When the rebuilding effort was complete, Lorenz turned his eye towards diplomacy, seeking to establish treaties of friendship with foreign nations. Elmira was no exception, and when the two parties met for a summit at Fodlan's Locket, it was none other than Claude, the new king of Elmira, who arrived to negotiate. Some speculated that this meeting had been Claude's scheme all along, but Lorenz and Claude both denied it.
What was that?
That's just kind of.
How is that not Lorenz's ending?
Yeah, that's kind of nothing, isn't it? It's like here's the normal Lorenz ending, and also he met Claude once.
Yes.
No, this is bad.
Is this bad or is this a DNF? Like, is this?
I call this bad.
Bad.
I'm going with bad. I mean, there was a whole speculating that the meeting had been Claude's scheme all along, but Lorenz and Claude's not. You can kind of argue there's maybe a hookup thing.
Also, literally everything is arguably a scheme of Claude's all along, but but everyone denies it.
You know what? I've convinced myself it's bad too, and here's why. If I was a player and I was like, I'm going to hook up Claude and Lorenz, I would be highly disappointed by this ending.
Yeah, if this was what they gave you, that would suck.
Yeah.
So bad.
And I've seen
a bad ship.
Yeah, and having seen some of there wasn't having seen some of the supports between them. Yeah, they were good, not great. They weren't, some of them. Yeah, it was kind of forgettable ones that didn't really draw me into like, oh my gosh, that's an interesting twist. I want to.
Yeah,
I'm gonna redo my game to make sure that they.
I feel like we've already given this more time than it deserves. I'm leaving.
Yeah. No, we're done.
All right, Cynthia. the Scholar of Misfortune.
Seems like maybe more likely.
Stop me if you've heard this. Entrusting the future of Fodlan to his friends, Claude left Elmira to reclaim his place as heir to the throne. When he became king, he asked Lysynthia to be his queen with a heart full of love, and with the hope of fostering friendly diplomatic relations with Fodlan. Due to her shortened lifespan, Lysynthia declined. Claude, unable to abandon his love for her, gave up the throne to go on a quest for a means to save her. Years later, he appeared suddenly before her, claiming to have found a cure. With her trust and love to guide him, he whisked her away across the sea. It is unknown where they went.
Okay.
I like that a lot,
Yeah,
actually.
That's a
I like that a lot.
good.
That's a good.
That's a good one. That's very Claude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
like very
Lysithea.
Lysithea.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Still not exactly sure how I believe their personalities would mesh, but you know what? I'm willing to go with it.
I
That's a
know.
cool story.
Did you do a Golden Deer playthrough?
Have not. I
Okay,
have not.
because their supports is basically Claude really loves teasing Lysithea, like a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Then yes, I'm on board with this. This is great.
This
Yeah.
is a good ship. This is
a
a good
good
ship.
ship.
This
This
is
is
as good
definitely a good ship. It's going to be hard to top this one.
this is
Yeah.
as good of a ship as the ship that carried them across the sea. Yes.
Yes.
Aw.
Aww.
Yes.
Aww.
Yes.
It's a literal ship. The ship sails itself.
All right. Let's go sadder.
Marianne. Oh.
Survivor of the Curse. Entrusting
These are
the future
also
of Fodlan. What?
These are also short.
Yes. Entrusting the future of Fodlan to his friends, Claude left for Elmira to reclaim his power of the throne. Several years later, when he became king, he took initial steps to open trade routes to Fodlan and entered into negotiations with Margrave Edmund. During this time, he was reunited with Marianne, who had grown under her adopted father's guidance into a wise and talented woman. She offered him her aid, and they worked together to secure friendly relations between the respective nations and fell deeply in love.
It's not bad, but there was no effort to sell it.
Yeah.
Like again,
It's like a thing happened, they met each other, and then probably are in love, I guess.
What was the supports on this?
I'm trying to remember what these supports were. I don't know if
you don't remember. If you don't remember them, then this is a neutral
ship. And the sad thing for me, and the thing that maybe sours me on this particular ship, is this is the one I got when I beat the game, and this is definitely not the one I wanted.
I still think it's a neutral, though.
Okay,
we'll leave the bad ship.
Yeah,
I can believe it, but
there's also an element to me that I feel like they have complementary personalities. Like they cover each other's weaknesses pretty well. Which
yeah.
I mean, I feel like they could. I can believe that they fell in love. We didn't see it, but I believe they could.
And it's interesting picturing a Claude relationship that's not like teasingly antagonistic.
That's true. Yep.
Because so far I mean
you have to go with they both grew up a lot because it's several years later.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna go good on this one.
It's a light good. It's not the best by any stretch.
I can accept it. We'll give it the good.
Yeah,
we're giving you guys a good. Way to go! I'm surprised. Free spirits. Entrusting the future of Fodlan, to his friends, Claude left for Elmira to take his place as heir to the throne. His family saw that he had grown strong and allowed him to claim his birthright. When he became king several years later, he made the surprise announcement that he would make Hilda his queen. Having studied with her brother to prepare for the moment, Hilda demonstrated an uncanny talent for diplomacy and greatly contributed to establishing friendly relations between Fodlan and Elmira. The presence of a Fodlan-born queen for 2 consecutive generations did much to alter Elmiran values. It says values. That's values, not views.
I think I kind of like that one in the sense that like they made some secret plan in the past. This was how it was going to happen, and then he made the surprise announcement. And she's been studying with her brother to prepare for this. All under the table.
This is probably my favorite support chain of any supports in the game because these two just get each other and are so accepting that each other are both kind of manipulative a-holes, but like because they are so understanding of each other, there's like this element of I know that you get me, and so I'm not even going to try to manipulate you, like that sort of thing.
Well, and the like I said, the Hilda is the closest to a Hubert or a Dudu
Yeah,
that Claude has,
yeah, yeah.
and it
She wields a giant axe.
and it's the most interesting of the three, because she is still the most still individual as a person, while filling that role.
This is a good ship. This is a good ship.
I really like this ship. If you haven't seen their supports, give it a shot because they are just awesome. I guess for lack of a better term, they're just great shitbags together.
Yes.
Yeah. Poor Elmira for that. But I also like the little throwaway that it really lasted and they kind of like established a dynasty.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Which, I love the little political asides. So yes, this is a good ship. This is a good ship.
I like how, Audrey, you both think about like how well the relationship would work as well as the political ramifications of the relationship and kind of grade it on both scales.
Yes, I do. Part of it is
great for them. Also good for Elmira.
Well, I have to look at it from the perspective of how stupid would the leader be to marry this person.
Yeah, yeah.
And therefore, I have to go, is the leader that stupid? Or is this girl somebody that would make Claude so stupid? Like, that he would be so in love with her that he'd make such a dumb decision politically.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway.
Moving on.
Let's see if we can buy Leone.
Blade Breaker the Second.
Oh
my gosh, it starts different than the other ones do.
Whoa.
Leone returned to Satan Village to repay her debts and mysteriously vanished afterwards. Some years later, when trade between Fodlan and Elmira began in earnest, the village received notice that the Elmiran king would be passing through on his way to Garreg Mach. The village rushed to prepare themselves. When the anticipated day arrived, they were shocked to find Leone at the king's side. She had gone to visit Claude and Elmira and ended up staying to become his queen. Faced with the sight of Leone in the resplendent clothing of a monarch, her father and the other villagers could do nothing but stand in mute amazement.
Okay, I think that's kind of funny, but I don't buy it.
Yeah, it's weird because this ending is told from the perspective of the village, not from the characters involved. So
which is kind of cool. Like I like that, but you'd have to sell me on the relationship. Did anyone get the supports there?
I'm trying to remember what their supports were. If I'm being honest, I don't remember a lot of Claude's supports other than his with Lysithea and Hilda.
Hmm.
Yeah, I feel like, at least the first couple were pretty stock.
I got to go neutral on this one.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't sell me. They didn't put a lot of effort into selling me.
Just the way this ending was written did not do them any favors, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe they could.
Right.
But I'd need more for this, for them to sell me on it. So, neutral. I don't hate it, but yeah, that's how I feel about it too.
Blaine!
All right, let's see.
Entrusting the future of Fodlan to his friends, Claude, get this, left for Elmira to reclaim his place as heir to the throne. Several years later, when he became king, he took initial steps to opening diplomatic relations with Fodlan and asked Garreg Mach for aid. Alongside him was his wife, Flame, who had gone missing during the war, but who now worked tirelessly to bridge the gap between their two lands for the sake of the late Sedith. What? It is said that some churchgoers disapprove of this new stance toward Elmira at first, but that Flame's love for Claude proved to be a key inspiration in shifting the perspectives of the populace.
This would be bad just because they killed Sedith. I mean,
how does that that's a Poochie died on the way to his home planet situation? How did that happen to Sedith?
No, we're not going with that. No, I will not. I do not accept. And you gotta You got to sell me on a Flame one. I mean, remember the Flame Dimitri one was actually shockingly good.
I do remember that. Yep, that's right. That's right.
Like, so it's not like they can't do it for Flame, but she went missing, but now is his what? No.
Yeah. We're gonna call this one bad.
We're gonna call this one bad. This is bad.
Flame, slumbering princess of bad ships.
She's had 50% so far of success.
I have a sneaking suspicion that percentage will go down as we go along.
That can't keep up.
I disagree. I think we're going to find that she's more successful than we expected.
I think her batting average on balls in play is unsustainable. And
no, we have to stop. No baseball.
No. There is no baseball. What else do you want us to do?
My goodness. Distant Archer. After the war, Claude returned to Elmira and took his place in the royal family. Some years later, he became king, and during his reign, promoted policies to improve relations with Fodlan and protect children who had been orphaned by the war. After he achieved his goals, he left the throne to a family member and left Elmira. During his travels, he encountered Shamir, who had been wandering the world as a mercenary. It is known that they traveled together from that day forward, but where they journeyed remains a mystery.
Well,
I get bored of this.
I don't hate it. Is that a DNF though?
That's a little boring. I don't know if it's.
I feel like I've done some of their supports, and I don't remember the specifics, but I do remember them being pretty solid, and you get a pretty solid.
I mean, I guess I feel like I like the idea of he, did I'm king, now I'm bored, and left, but that's really still more his writing than having anything to do with her. I guess I can buy that they met up and became traveling companions, but they're both archers, so I gotta feel like that wouldn't be that useful. I mean,
they don't need to, in their retirement, don't necessarily need to be an optimized party.
True.
So, are we going neutral or are we going DNF?
I think neutral. I mean, they went with they say specifically it's a little bit of a mystery, so I think we can assume they effed.
I don't think your child approves of that.
He doesn't seem super happy about it, but it's not so bad that we're going to rule bad. So
all right,
we'll just have to get over it.
Mm-hmm.
So
there's potential. I just wanted more. Yeah,
that's fair. Last one. King of Grappling. Perhaps unexpectedly, Balthus accompanied Claude upon his return to his homeland of Elmira. While Claude
wasn't expected.
No one expected that. While Claude assumed the role of a politically active prince, Balthus spent his days drinking, flirting, and brawling. As soon as Claude inherited the throne, however, all that changed. In the blink of an eye, Balthus became son-in-law to the great commander, Nader, and took up a position of military command in service to Claude's stated goal to improve relations with Fodlan. To foster trust, Claude frequently sent Balthus to Fodlan on missions to help quell revolts begun by Imperial loyalists.
This is by definition do not finish.
Yeah, Balthus literally marries someone else.
Yeah.
And gave no indication that it was a beard. So, no, do not finish. It's not even interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. Yay! Thanks, DLC.
All right.
So now we got to make the decision. What's the best Claude ship?
So the good one, Lysithea was good. Hilda was good.
I like Lysithia's just because they went wandering off, and that seems to suit Claude better. But Hilda's is real good. I like the whole we secretly set this up.
I think I wanted to like Hilda's more, but I think I do like Lysithia's more.
I think my vote is going to definitely be for Hilda, but I will not feel upset if we go with Lysithea. So if that's what we end up being...
Yeah.
I think it's... I mean,
they're 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Lysithia's
without a doubt was the best written ending. It's just with the backing of the supports, I'm slightly leaning Hilda. But if we decide to go Lysithea, that's fine too.
I think it's 2-1 Lysithea, but it's not like anyone would be heartbroken if we went Hilda. So
I think let's go democratically. We will go with Lysithea.
Yeah.
And then there'll just be a little picture of Hilda in the corner because she is also technically on the podium just kind of off to
Yeah.
the side. Oh wait, so that's 1 and 2. Who's 3? Uh-oh.
I guess Ingrid.
No, Petra was a good one.
Oh yeah, Petra was all
Yeah,
right.
we'll go
I
Petra.
mean,
Okay. All right, cool.
there was a real distance problem, but Petra was fine.
All
Yeah.
right. Lacithia first, Hilda second, and then kind of rounding out the numbers because we need a third is Petra.
Yep. All right. Sounds good.
We'll check you on the next episode where we start digging in to the scrubs.